Yeah, exams are over, bitches! How's it going? Bringing you a gameplay against Sera here, who once again is, I think, male, so I'll say he instead of she. And this was the gameplay where I'm trying out a couple of new things. The Slurpuff unfortunately doesn't get to do much, which I really need to show off the set soon. Chesnaught does work, Tyrantrum does a bit. That Tyrantrum was donated by a subscriber. Thank you very much appreciated. And yeah, like I said, I literally just finished my last exam of the winter sort of term. I start lectures again on Monday, but my timetable actually looks alright, so it's probably going to be pretty good in terms of YouTube stuff. So first turn, Chesnaught versus Rhyperior. I kind of figured that might be the lead, so I'm just going to go ahead and go for a layer of spikes. There's no way Rhyperior is staying in against a grass type, you know? Now this thing comes in, I do have the EQ over a fighting move because I figured it was better coverage. And I, for whatever reason, thought that fighting resisted poison. I know the reverse is true, but I don't know why I thought that, to be honest. So, take a lot of damage from the gunk shot unnecessarily. Now I'm going to switch. I don't want to lose Chesnaught because it's going to be pretty much essential to kill the Rhyperior. Maybe. I do have Tentacruel, obviously, but Rhyperior and the Quagsire will be very nice for, because I think I outspeed both of them, so just going to burn this thing, get the crit Scald burn, which is pretty unfortunate, but don't know if Muck could have done too much to me. Gunk Shot does a decent amount, I'll admit, but you know, Scald's going to burn eventually. Go for the knockoff, and then go for the T-Spikes just for whatever else comes in next. Would have been nice to get up 2 layers for the Quagsire, but what can you do? Muck dies, now we're going to go into the Medicham, and unfortunately, nothing on my team appreciates switching into a Medicham. Whether or not it's Mega is irrelevant, it's still going to do massive damage, so Kenny gets wrecked by a high jump kick, that's fine. I don't see an item, so could be Mega, could be like a Scarf set, which is, I think the set people used to run in RU 5th gen. So I got a Rotom, just going to obviously go for the Volt switch, which I definitely should have predicted this switch, but I don't play with threats, I don't play with Medicham, and if he stayed in and he had like either a Choice Scarf or the Mega Stone predicting my trick, that would have been horrific, so I stand by my decision to Volt switch. So now I gotta go to my Chesnaught, and obviously he's going to predict that and go to Honchkrow, which is absolutely horrible for me. Honchkrow absolutely wrecks this set. I have Spikes, Spiky Shield, Woodhammer, and EQ, so I can't touch it. Not that I could take a Brave Bird anyway, but he's just gonna sub up on the switch, which is pretty bad for me because it now means that Rotom has to take a Sucker Punch unnecessarily. Look at that damage, Jesus Christ. Rotom's not a frail Pokemon. Volt switch out, break the sub, and now I can go into... I know going to Chesnaught's a bad idea, like I said, because this thing's faster and I can't take it out. I can, however, go into my Weavile, which has Ice Punch and Ice Shard, so even a Sucker Punch, if... I should have gone for Ice Punch here, because if he had gone for Sucker Punch, I would have taken that. And the switch to Quagsire should have been obvious to me, but for some reason I thought, yeah, let's go for Ice Shard, whatever. But yeah, Quagsire, what can you do against a Quagsire? You need a Grass type to kill this thing, basically. Or Freeze Dry. Freeze Dry is nice. But I gotta switch out here. There is absolutely no reason for me to stay in, and I definitely want Weavile for the Honchkrow later. Gonna go to Rotom expecting the Toxic, but EQ, yeah, that works great for me as well. I can now just go for the Trick and hopefully... No, I think I switch out on this turn. I double out as opposed to trying to Volt Switch or something, just because I sort of predict Rhyperior on this turn. So I go to Chesnaught, just because Rhyperior would be an easy kill for this thing. But he goes to Medicham, which is not great. Kind of hoping that, you know, it is going to be the Scarf variant so I can see what it locks itself into. And if it is the sort of Mega Standard set, it's going to go for Fake Out on this turn, and that's fine by me. Just go for the Spiky Shield, and he goes for High Jump Kick, which means not only the Spiky Shield damage, but the 50% from missing High Jump Kick. So yeah, that's a dead Medicham. Spiky Shield, don't mess. So Furry Bowser here, standing at 50%, but once again, Honchkrow is the impending threat. Get out of there! Don't mess with Honchkrow. Got a Tyrantrum because if he has Sub and Life Orb, I would expect like a Flying Stab, a Dark Stab, plus Roost. So, you know, I don't think Superpower's on the set, basically. Maybe it is, I don't know. But I go for a Rock Slide. I am faster because this is a jolly max speed shiny Tyrantrum. Yeah, boy! Much appreciated. Thank you to the subscriber who sent that. In comes Rhyperior, just gonna EQ this thing. I don't want to switch in anything else on a hit from this guy, so just gonna let Tyrantrum die. But that extra damage is nice because it means that I can now go to my Chesnaught once again and smack it with a Wood Hammer and not take so much recoil damage, so that is the plan of action. It is, by the way, a defensive Chesnaught, but I figured Wood Hammer is still the thing I'd rather have over Seed Bomb. It's a great move, Wood Hammer, you gotta love it. Rhyperior dies. I do still need this for the Quagsire, like I said, but the Florges is obviously a big threat to this thing. Because Florges, like, it's probably going to be a defensive set, but Florges does naturally outspeed and could probably take a Wood Hammer, so gotta switch, go into Cake Thing, which does basically nothing this game, which is unfortunate. Moonblast does a decent amount, but this is basically one of those unburdened Calm Mind, like Cotton Spore sets. It's like Cotton Spore, Calm Mind, and then 2 attacks. But because Quagsire's there, I don't even know why I bothered trying to set up, but because Quagsire is there, that basically puts a stop to this set. I have Draining Kiss and Flamethrower. No Energy Ball, unfortunately. That was my second choice. But, you know, I can try and set up on this thing and see what it does, and then go for a couple of Draining Kisses, whatever. So Quagsire comes in. Like I said, because of the Unaware ability, I'm not going to be able to kill it with a Draining Kiss. Unaware Quagsire, man, people don't give it enough respect. Even like last gen, it was definitely RU, but you never really saw it in RU, so I don't know, it's a pretty solid choice. Draining Kiss does a decent amount, I guess, but it just goes back up with a Wish anyway, so gonna switch to Rotom once again. Hopefully he's not going for the Scald or Waterfall. I did predict Toxic again that time. And the fact that he didn't go for a water move means that I can now freely get off a trick. Whether or not it hits the Quagsire or the Florges, I really don't care because either one of them does not appreciate the Scarf. Yeah, boy! Just gonna trick. This thing's now Scarfed, it can't recover, it can't do whatever else Quagsire does, Toxic Stalling, that kind of thing. Obviously Rotom's dead, not taking any kind of water hit. But that gives me the free switch back in a Chesnaught. So in the end, it's going to come down to 3 of my Pokemon versus the Florges. The unfortunate thing is, this gets wrecked by Florges. Weavile probably can't take out Florges from, you know, a decent range of health with an Ice Punch. And my last is Slurpuff, which realistically is not going to be able to touch Florges. It has amazing special defense, so just going to get up another layer of spikes just for that Florges, for that little bit of extra damage, just to ensure that Weavile can hopefully kill it. Then go for Wood Hammer. See you later, Quagsire. Now Florges, obviously, like I said, is faster. That means, you know, Chesnaught's reign of terror is going to come to an end. Because of the spikes and because of the prior poison damage, it's about 50%, which is, you know, reasonable range. You can hopefully expect an Adamant, Life Orb, Weavile to take it out from there. I don't have Icicle Crash, I have Ice Punch because I hate the chance of missing from Icicle Crash, so go to that big Weavile, one of my favourite Pokemon in the old UU tier, probably the current UU tier. Ice Punch. Is it going to take out the Florges? If not, I am probably screwed. But yes, it does. Thank you very much, Weavile. So that was game. I did still have Slurpuff, like I said, but like I also said, it wouldn't do anything to a Florges, so great game, man. Always, you know, we always have pretty close games, and that was definitely one of my favourite ones so far. And interesting teams as well. Like, I noticed that this guy doesn't bring, like, really hoary top tier stuff like Talonflame or Rotom-h, that kind of thing, which is definitely what I like to see. So, hope you all enjoyed the battle. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't done already. And with that being said, hope you have a lovely day. I certainly will. See you later. Goodbye.